Okay, this is take 5 on why accidents happen. And as you can see here, the cars are parked and they have some fairly good space, happy medium. But the real reason why accidents happen is because people are pretty careless, or they don't care, or they're just not concentrating on what they're doing, or a lot of people just don't give a damn. And then you have people get on the internet, they make a smart, wise crack about anything you do because they just don't have anything better to do but to leave a silly remark. But that's good that they do, because that way it shows what kind of attitude they have, and which is usually a bad attitude if they, just don't care. Okay, as you notice here, how the cars are parked and they're fairly spaced apart. So what happens when cars are too close to one another in parallel parking, as you can see here. Now, the orange one parked too close to the middle guy, or the right side also. So how's that person going to get out? You guessed it right. The middle guy has no choice but to slam his door into the guy at the left side, or the passenger has no choice but to slam the door on the right side, because there's not enough space to get out. And it happens all the time, so that's why your car gets damaged. Okay, so consider to leave more room. It's also the same way when people come along and they park in the front or the back. Okay, so as you can see here, see how this parking is set up here? Okay, so what do you have? Well, you have a guy again in the middle. Okay, so this guy in the front comes along and he just doesn't care to look or get out and look. None of them get out to look most of the times. People just don't do that for some reason, or they're just too lazy. So what happens is, when the guy in the front comes along and he parks too close like this, the guy in the middle is boxed in, and the guy in the back will do the same thing, parking too close. So what do you got? You got the guy in the middle again. He has no choice but to back up and damage the guy's bumper in the back, and damage the guy in the front, damage his bumper. Boom, boom, boom. It goes back and forth, back and forth. And of course, you've got people that will argue and say, well, it's his fault, but actually, if you use any common sense, any good logical common sense, you just simply make room for the guy in the middle. Very simple. But people don't think that way. See how simple it is to leave room for the guy in the middle to get out, and vice versa, for the guy in the middle to give consideration for the guy in the front and the back. But people don't think that way. Well, I got insurance, and when your insurance rates go up, then you morons, well, you deserve a big bill. It's that simple. But you can't tell people that. You can't tell people when they're wrong, even if you spell it out very clearly, and happens every day. So, now, let's take a look at the nice other guys, the other kind of people. Yes. How about these motorcycle people, huh? These motorcycle people, they get on their motorcycles and they just weave into the cars, weave in and out and take a risk. Coming close, weaving in and out, in and out, in and out, and next thing you know it, if you smash their leg or run into them, because they're always taking chances on the freeway everywhere. We see this all the time. They can hear my motorcycle. Okay, well, when they lose their leg or they're in the hospital with their crushed leg, then maybe they'll start thinking that wasn't a smart way to go. Okay, so what other kind of people do you have? Oh yes, let's not forget the people when they drop off their kids at the school. Well, when they drop off the kids at the school, instead of pulling over to the side, out of the way, they will just stop in the front of the school and block traffic and kiss and hug and talk about the lunchtime or after school. And this happens in the morning and after school. So what do you have? You have all these cars backed up simply because people don't have the good sense to pull over to allow the other people to go about their business. Okay, so anyway, we thought we would share these things with you, and hopefully that people realize these simple things that they can avoid. And the other thing to do on the freeway you have these wonderful people that come along on the freeway and they tailgate somebody, and then next thing you know it, the car in the front, we've seen this, Ashley, the car in the front, okay, suddenly stops. This, whether it's a green car or any kind of color car, give you a demonstration. The car in the front suddenly stops, and bam! Yeah. So, tailgating is really stupid. So, usually, when we drive, we keep at least minimum of 4 or 5 cars apart. Yes. So anyway, these things we hope you consider and we hope you avoid, and we appreciate that you are watching. And if you have a better demonstration, good for you. That way people can avoid accidents and we can get along in the world and get in our cars in peace and be more considerate for one another. Okay, this is signing out from ET Song Galaxy, and before we sign out, all you drag racers, sooner or later you're gonna crash into something. All these people that lay donuts, rev up their cars and show off to their friends, you're gonna get in a serious accident. Have a good day. Thanks from ET Song Galaxy.